Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're back with part 3 of the Hanna Karlzon color along that we are going to be doing in my Facebook group, and I am also going to be doing it very interactively and guiding you through with tutorials and such here on my YouTube channel. So if you've not done my color alongs before, or you're just stumbling across my channel and finding this video, I hope you decide to join us. If you do, you will find the link for my Facebook group down in the description. Please go ahead and send a request to join. Also, please make sure you do subscribe to my channel, and don't just subscribe, but turn on the bell notification so that way you always get notified every time I post a video, especially if you're going to decide to join us on this color along. We have had 2 previous videos in this series. The first one was on the theme, which was voted among many people in my Facebook group, and the theme is mystical. And so everything in this color along is going to revolve around that theme. So we chose color palettes, or I chose several different color palettes. I put them up in my Facebook group and everybody was able to vote on those. So those would all fall under the theme mystical, as well as the page that we chose. The first video was all about the theme mystical. In that video, I did a flip through of some of Hanna's books and showed you which pages I would consider a good choice for the theme mystical. And I only have 4 books, but everybody is free to choose their own picture that would fall under that theme out of any book that they do own. She also has an Etsy store where you could purchase pictures or images if you don't have one of her books on your bookshelf. So today, in this video, in part 3, we are going to pick our pencils for the limited color palette. So I showed you all in yesterday's video what the color palettes were. So if you've not yet seen that video, I'll make sure that I link the previous 2 videos up in the cards. You'll find those up here in the right hand corner. And I will link those. Always make sure that you check the cards in the right hand corner every time you watch one of my videos, as well as the description below, because I always make sure to put all of anything that anybody would ever need. If you'd like to find previous videos or the playlist for any of the color alongs I've previously done, the link to my Facebook group if you would like to join, and anything that is mentioned in any of my videos, you will always find links down there too, so that you can purchase some of those things for yourselves. So we are going to do pencil swatching, and I'm going to show you in this video how to take a color palette and choose your Prismacolor pencils for that color palette. So before we get started, I also want to mention in my previous video, in case you're new here, but in my previous video, I went over the page that I chose. I chose this book, Magical Dawn, and the page that I chose to color is this page here. So if you have Magical Dawn, then you would be able to do this page along with me. I am going to be doing tutorials using this page and color alongs. Some of them may be set to music, and just like a speed color along, I will always show you all of the colors that I'm using, whether it is a color along or it is a tutorial. But I see lots of great things in this page that I've not yet shown on my channel. We've got all the vapors coming up from this bottle that has tipped over. They look like what to be like potion bottles to me, which is really cool. And I already have in my mind what I would like to do with these bottles. So stay tuned for when I start doing these bottles, because I've got some really cool ideas for those. I've got some really cool ideas for the backgrounds, and I already see lots of glitter on this page. So now that I have picked out all of my pencils, I am way more excited to get started on this, because I think that the colors that I chose will fit very nicely in with this page. So let's go ahead and move this out of the way. And I have this that I created, which is just a color swatch chart for your Prismacolors, and I have this available in my Facebook group in the files section if you're interested. But I'm just going to use this to go ahead and swatch the colors out here for all of you. Yours should not print like this. My printer's just having a bad day, so don't worry about how it printed out. It's very uneven and everything. My printer's out of ink, and so I just did with what I was able to. But there's that. If you're interested in that, you just go to the file section and pull this from the file section and print out your own. But this will be fantastic when you start doing your own page. So, for example, let me show you how you would use this swatching sheet. So if you were coloring this page, and say you were coloring this bottle here, or the stars, like on here where it says object, you would just put like object stars, and then you could swatch out the colors you use for the stars, and you could write either the pencil number or the pencil name right in here on the line next to where you swatched it. Or if you were doing one of the bottles, you could put like bottle here, or even whatever part of the bottle. You could put beads on the bottle, and then your color combinations for the beads on the bottle, or whatever it is. You've got plenty of room right here where it says object to be pretty specific about what it is or what part of the page that you're listing your color combination for. And a lot of people in my last color along used this page, and they sent this to me at the end of the color along so that we could all see, or they posted their pictures in the Facebook group with this page so we could all see, and they were able to share exactly what part of the page had what colors on it, so that everybody in the group would know. And that makes it very helpful for others in the group, because my group is a Prismacolor combinations group, and that makes it very helpful for others when they see a combination that they really love and they want to be able to use it too. They can just even save your copy of your page from the photo in the Facebook group to their computer, and they would have a whole list of color combinations, which is really fantastic. So let's move this out of the way because we're going to work on matching our colors today. So for this color along, there were 2 color palettes that were in the winning when we voted in my Facebook group, and this was one of them. And this is the one that I will be swatching and picking all of my colors for. So if you are going to follow along with me and you want to use the pencils that I chose, that is perfectly fine. If you want to, use this video as a tutorial to pick your own pencils, that is fine too. I am just going to use this video to show you exactly how I chose my pencils, why I chose my pencils, and how you can do it for yourself. I really would advise, if you have tried to do it before, or even if you've never done it before, I would advise that you go through and you use this video as somewhat of a tutorial on how to match your pencils up to a color palette, so that you learn how to do it yourself instead of just kind of copying what I'm doing. But of course, it is perfectly fine if you want to do exactly what I'm doing and you want to choose the same colors, especially if you're a beginner and you've never done this before. But practice always makes perfect. So if you don't ever do it for yourself, then of course it's going to be much more difficult to learn it, just like with coloring. So let's go ahead and get started. And we are going to start with this green color. I should also, by this point, have the color swatch, this same color swatch, on the screen somewhere for you to see, because I'm going to be moving this off the screen. So that green color to the very far side of the swatch, what is that? I have to make this a little bit smaller, but this green color, I think we're going to go ahead and do that first. Let me bring that a little closer so you can see it. But of course, I will have, when I edit this video, I'll make sure that I've got the swatch up in the corner. So let me see here what I picked for that one, and I'll tell you how I came up with these colors and why I chose them. Okay, so when I choose my colors for my color palette, I always look at the page that I'm preparing for too, and I kind of picture how I want that page to turn out and what my final, vision is for that page when I'm picking the colors that I'm picking for my color swatch. So I'm kind of doing two things at the same time. I'm not only matching them up and picking the colors, I'm thinking about my ideas for the page, and at the same time, when I move further down my color palette and I choose all of the rest for each and every swatch, I'm also thinking about the three colors that I picked for the previous ones and how they could kind of intermix and blend in with the other colors. So it's really a lot to think of, and I have sat here and I've swatched and swatched and swatched, and I really put a lot of time into picking my pencils. It probably took me an hour and 20 minutes today, broken up into 2 different sessions, to pick my pencils. So it does take me a good amount of time. Of course, you don't have to spend that kind of time, but I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, which sometimes is to my disadvantage. So the first ones I chose for this, the color that I chose for the actual color on the swatch is going to be light aqua. There was really nothing else that matched up perfectly to the swatch, or to the color on the swatch. This one was an absolute perfect match. If I hold my phone up here and I put it up here next to this, you can tell that this is fairly close. And the one in the swatch probably has a little bit more green in it, but that's okay. So when I was thinking about that and the fact that it has a little bit more green in it, it gave me the idea to blend it with a green. And when you're picking your colors, you're always going to pick a very dark color, a medium color, and a color that is just going to kind of go pow, like your highlight color that is really going to just bring everything together and make parts of your page just really stand out, because they are just extremely highlighted and much lighter than your boldest color. So when you're picking them, don't pick 2 colors that are very close to one another. Make sure that you pick colors for each swatch that are completely different, and make sure you've got like a darkest of the darks, and then you've got a medium, which will be right in the middle, and then you've got something that's either much lighter or is pulling in a little bit of another color. So because there was green in my actual swatch, I'm pulling in a green to add more colors to my entire palette, or more lighter colors to my entire palette, because most of you that have been following me for a long time and doing these color longs, you know that I love to have an array of what I call highlight colors, or what would be my lightest color. So here I've got 2 fairly light colors, but they are very contrasting, but they also blend very nicely together. And then my darkest color is going to be the peacock blue, because this is bringing in more blue, but it also has teal in it, and you'll see that when I swatch it. So I brought you in a little bit closer so that we can go ahead and swatch these together. So this is going to be my peacock blue. And then my light aqua. You see the variation in these two? You don't ever want to pick 2 colors for one swatch that are very close together, because then you're not going to get those contrasting colors in your coloring page. And then I've got my light green, which I thought was beautiful with these. So I really love this. And it's a little bit different, but imagine how this is going to look when we start coloring in those potion bottles. Isn't it going to be gorgeous? Okay, so let's go ahead and write in here what I have. And if you guys want me to post my color choices in the Facebook group, for all of you. Please let me know in the comments or mention it in my Facebook group. Light aqua, and then light green. Okay, so that is my first one, and that is for the green color that you will see somewhere on the screen in our swatch. The next one, I've got to pull it up on my phone because of course I can't see what you guys are seeing right now until I edit the video. So the next one we have is this very deep blue. Or it's like, I don't know, it's blue, but it's got like purple in it, and it's a really pretty color. Okay, so I sharpened my pencils. Look at these really beautiful points. I just got done sharpening this one really fresh. That's with the Doll 133. If you've not seen that video, I will go ahead and link that in this upper right hand corner, because that is, I don't know, this pencil sharpener is really fantastic, and I really, really love it. And it has saved my Prismas. Like, I was having so many breakage issues, and it really just saved my Prismas. So if you would like to see that review video, I'll make sure that I link that up in the corner. And if you're looking for a pencil sharpener, I did another video previously as well where I tested out several different pencil sharpeners. So I'll make sure I have those in the cards or the description for y'all. But this is Violet. So I know some of you like to use the pencil picker app, and I don't know, sometimes I agree with that app and sometimes I don't agree with that app, but on this one it was way off. So I have that. Then I have Lavender, which is coming in a lot lighter, but if you notice, it's also very contrasting. So see how it blends very well together, but yet there's a very good contrast between the two colors. And then we have the Pink Rose. And then we're doing it again. We've got another color that is extremely contrasting, but it's light, and it's going to add highlights to our page when we mix it with these other colors. So that's my next combination that I came up with for the next swatch. So let's go ahead and fill that in. We've got Violet, and then we've got Lavender, and then what did I say that one was? Pink Rose. And if you're wondering about this fine liner that I'm using, people always ask me when they see me using other things in my videos, you know, and so I think somebody may just ask about this fine liner because you've seen it in a couple different videos, but these were super cheap on Amazon. I will try to find those and link those down in the description as well if I could find them. It's been quite a while since I bought them, but they were super cheap and they're wonderful. If you're looking for fine liners, you don't always have to spend a ton of money on like the Stabilos and, you know, like the higher end ones. I've got all those too, but you don't need to spend a whole lot of money to have good coloring supplies. Okay, so let's go on to our next one. Let's see what our next swatch is. Okay, so we've got this color now here. Okay, y'all, so check out this fantastic combination. I was so excited about this one. First of all, we've got Process Red, which matches up really, really well. Let me bring it a little closer to the camera so you guys can see my color choice and how well it matches up. But that one worked really, really well. And then for my medium color, I chose pink. Now, when I'm choosing my colors, like I literally went through, let me see, let me turn to my pinks. This is my Prismacolor case, and there's not like a whole lot of pinks to choose from. I think I have another couple out because of course I already used them, but like I tried this blush pink, and I tried like the nectar has some pink in it. That didn't work. I tried this, what is this, hot pink, and that didn't work. So there weren't like a whole lot of pinks to choose from. So it made this one kind of easy. I just really sit there with my piece of paper like here, and I just keep on swatching until I find the colors that look perfect together. So let's go ahead and swatch these for the next one. Wait till you see this one. I am in love with this one. Just picking these pencils made me so much more excited about the palette that was chosen. And I was really hoping that this one got chosen because it was my favorite. And I thought it fit really well with the mystical theme because, I don't know, mystical can mean so many different things, and people perceive it in so many different ways. But look at the contrast between these two colors and how beautiful they are together. That is the process, was it process red? Yeah, process red, and then just pink. Now watch this. Let me put a little more pink down so I can get it a little bit lighter so we could kind of blend right in. Now this is the salmon pink, and look at this. This is a gorgeous highlight color, and look how pretty that is. Can you imagine one of those potion bottles in this color combination? I'm so excited about it. And I wanted to be able to get this video out because I just want to start coloring. So process red. And then pink. And then salmon pink. Okay, so that's those. So far we've got some really pretty colors. I don't know if you could see these on camera, but these are our colors so far. And we've got 3 more swatches on this color palette. Next we're moving to this color, which is a very bright kind of pink melony. At first I thought that it was the neon pink, and then when I matched it up, it did not look like neon pink. It looked much closer to the carmine red. So when you're trying to find a match, just take your pencil and take the lead and hold it up to the swatch on your palette. And this one is clearly perfect. Like, I don't know what other color in the Prismacolor set would even match any better than that one. So we've got that one. And I'm going to use this color as my middle color or my medium color because I want to make sure I have enough dark colors so that when I start coloring, I've got enough colors to do shadowing with. So this one took me a while, and I kind of went back and forth with it and swapped it out numerous times. I did this, and I did this also with the yellow one. And it took me quite a few times to settle on exactly what I wanted to use. But this mahogany red really swatched out really beautifully with this, and it made a huge contrast between the two colors. And then adding in this Deco Pink, which is one of my favorite highlight colors, really just made them all work together. So let's go ahead and swatch out these. So if we do heavier on this one, you could see it does get pretty dark. And then we'll lighten up a little bit so we could bring in our middle color. Look how pretty that is. And then we'll lighten that up. And then we will come in with our Deco Pink. And the Deco Pink really just all I mean, I don't know. If I go up here and I just go over the whole thing, like it just, I don't know, they're so pretty. I love that combination. So y'all have to let me know what you think about these combinations down in the comments. Always leave me comments on my videos because I do always go and read my comments, and I try my hardest to always respond to everyone. I'm gonna sit here and spell this wrong because I'm just not paying attention. I was right. Oh, do you ever just start writing something and then just second guess yourself? I do that all the time. Carmine red, and then Deco pink. But that is so pretty. Okay, so let's move these over here with all of our pencils, and we are going to move on to the next one. Okay, y'all, I just realized what I did. So when I did the violet and the lavender and the pink rose combination, that is actually for this one, and the violet actually matches up to this one. When you've got all these pencils laying around, it gets very confusing. And then this is the ultramarine, and this is for this one. So you can probably see that that matches up fairly well. Okay, so how about we go back then, since we already did this one, and that was the violet, the lavender, and the pink rose. Let's go back and do this one, but you can see that this one matches really well. The other one has too much purple in it, so it actually goes with the other one. It's so easy to get confused on these, but I've got pencils literally laying all over my desk. So when you've got two very light colors that are almost the same and they're all blues and purples, makes it a little bit confusing. So let's go ahead and do, now remember, it is for this one here. So the one we already did, it was way at the end of the swatch. So we're going to do this one, then we'll go back and do the yellows. So for that one, this is the second one in the or second swatch in the palette. We've got ultramarine. And then the next one is the light cerulean blue. And then my highlight color that I chose for that one is sky blue light. And I'm going to go ahead and swatch these and show you how beautiful these are together as well. So if I do a little bit harder pressure, you could see that this one is going to make a really great shadowing color. And then I'm going to pull down here and come in a little bit lighter. Then I'm going to come in with my light cerulean blue. And see how this is really contrasting from the other blue. And then we are going to come in with our skylight blue. And look how pretty that is. And if I wanted to use this as a burnisher and go back over all of them, it just, this paper has a lot of layers in it because it is paper for actual, it's the Nina paper, and it has a lot of tooth in it. So if I were to keep coming back, I could actually burnish that together with my skylight blue and it would be absolutely beautiful. So let me add a little bit more of this in here so you guys can really see how it contrasts. But there's that one. So let's go ahead and write in here what these are. We've got the ultramarine. And then we've got the light, I know I'm going to spell this wrong. Light cerulean blue. And then our sky blue light. Okay, so there's those. I'm gonna have to pull my replacement for this one because this little shorty here, my sky blue light, because I don't know, I bought those pencil extenders, but I just don't like coloring with pencil extenders. Okay, so this one, oh my gosh, I went back and forth with this one so many times. This is going to be for this yellow color here. And the one that matched up exactly to the yellow was the canary yellow. But I was trying to figure out which direction I wanted to go with this. And this is the reason that this swatch here, let me pull this over. That is the reason that this swatch here, that's why I pulled the, in my pink combinations, that's why I added the salmon pink, because I figure that'll also blend nicely if I went with oranges, because this has orange in it, and this is another great highlight color that I could kind of intermix with these. So really, to me, there's really no highlight color or what I would call a highlight color in this combination. I just wanted to be able to add these colors. I've already got so many highlight colors, so I've got plenty of variety, but I just wanted to add these colors and pull them together, thinking about all of the other swatches on the palette. So this is what I came up with, and the first one is orange. I mean, this just took me so much time and so much swapping, going back and forth from orange to orange. And then this is the Spanish orange. This color is so pretty, and I just sharpened it for the first time. I had never used that color. And this is the canary yellow. It's really pretty. So I would love for you guys to leave me comments below and let me know if you are going to do the page with all the tutorials and everything right along with me. If you have ordered your book so that you could do it with us if you didn't already have it. I know a lot of people are ordering books right now and they want to do the Magical Dawn, the page in Magical Dawn along with me. So I think that is wonderful. If you need to find any of Hanna's books, again, those will all be in the description below. So here we have orange. And then we have the Spanish orange. If y'all have any questions, leave those questions for me as well, so that I can make sure that nobody is feeling lost as to where we are. I'll try to make sure, if you are new here, look how pretty those are together. So I'll try to make sure, if you are new here and you're just finding my videos and you decided you want to join in for the color along, I'll make sure that all of those videos are linked either in the description or in the cards. So make sure that you check there, and make sure that you do subscribe to my channel and turn your bell notifications on if you are a part of this color along, so that way you get notified every time I post a video. I do, every time I do a new video, post it in my Facebook group, and they all will be marked to the announcements, but sometimes they kind of get lost in a big group because my group has over 2,000 members. I think we're ready to hit like 2,200 or something like that. So we have a lot of members, and sometimes in big groups like that, things tend to get lost a little bit in internet land. So make sure that you've got your bell notifications turned on so that you're notified every time I post a video, because if you just subscribe, you're only going to get notified of random videos here and there. So here is my pencils that I've chosen. Aren't they so pretty? I really love them. If you look at them at the end, after we're done and I put them all together and you're looking at this, you can see that I've got some really dark gray colors like here and here for shading, and here. And I made sure that those colors all were in a certain color family so that I could pull them from one place to another. Like this dark blue for shading, it could probably also fit in with these colors here, or even with these shades here, dependent upon what you're coloring or what you want to do, or what what you imagine for the end product of your coloring page. So I hope that this video was helpful. And you all don't know that, but it is 10 o'clock at night, later than that now. And I just wanted to be able to get this video out for you guys today because I know so many of you are waiting, but you could see the palette, which hopefully I am able to leave on the screen the whole entire time. I don't know. It'll depend on what the video looks like when I start editing. But you've got your palettes. The palettes have been posted in the Facebook group. So go in the Facebook group and grab your palette that you are choosing to use. There are 2 of them. I'm only using one of them here. So grab your palette, save it to your phone so that you can have it for yourself. Swatch out your pencils on your own if you're that daring, and not even if you're just that daring, but I really believe that everybody needs to practice, and it really teaches you a lot about color. And as a colorist, learning about color, and especially if you're using primarily Prismacolors, it's so important to learn how different colors from different color families blend together. So everything is you're always learning something. And if you are just taking up this new hobby, you should be learning something every day if you are practicing. And tutorials like these are always helpful. So I hope that you're going to follow along on my channel. And if you're new here, please make sure that you subscribe and turn your bell notifications on. And I would love to have you join us for this color along. If you have to order a book so that you can participate and want to do the same page I'm doing, then you have time, because I am a very slow colorist, like I always tell everyone, and I have to video everything as well. So it takes me a little bit longer, and if you have Prime, you're going to get it in 2 days. Again, all the books will be in the description below, so you can get find any of the links for Hannah's books there down in the description. Anything else that I talked about in the video, that will also be down there. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. Happy coloring. Bye.